Saying it again, my friends, I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen the news like this. I've never seen the facts like this. I've never seen anything, my friends. Today, tonight, now in the broadcast. The radical left is panicking, absolutely panicking as Trump and America and the America First movement and DOGE are winning. We're going to be talking about that, dear friends. We're going to be going through that in all of its exquisite detail. Let me remind you also that this is very important. On the 22nd of this month, a week from yesterday, I'm going to be at the cutting room, and we're telling everybody, I hope to God you are 100% pro-Trump, because if you are not going to like this. And we don't even worry about that anymore. In the old days, it was very, very careful. We had to be very, very careful doing these things because some would get up and leave. It's a different story now. Everybody is Trump. Whether you realize it or not, whether people want to accept it or not, it's a different world completely. Everybody right now is pro-Trump. Believe it or not. That may come as a shock to some. I don't really care. It doesn't really matter. But it's the God's honest truth. And that is so important right now. And that's why I'm so glad you were with us, because right now we're going to be talking about some things. The woke agenda right now, the left, the radical left, it's all crumbling under its own weight, under its own hypocrisy, its own corruption, the leftist failures, the contamination, all of this continuing to be exposed. From race-based hiring, backfiring in Obama's pet projects, to foreign leaders scrambling and freaking out, to Washington itself, to it permeating into the world. This notion of the collapse of what was either called DEI or radical leftism, whatever you want to call it. Corporate media desperately trying to cover up their messes. It's all unraveling. And that's what we're going to be talking about. That's what it's about. So make sure, my friends, you buckle up and buckle in. Make sure you are subscribed to Lionel Nation, because for some particular reasons, some folks get unsubscribed, and for other reasons I will never understand, some people will just not sign up. I don't know why. Don't subscribe. 87% of the people who watch us are not subscribed, which I find really shocking. But my friends, before we get into the business of today's horrors, this important and critical word. How fast can stock market sentiment change in an instant? Just ask NVIDIA investors. Nearly $600 billion in market value wiped out overnight. No warning, no second chances. Noble Gold Investments is alerting all clients right now. Diversify now. Market crashes don't wait. They strike fast, devastating the unprepared. But smart investors, they're already one step ahead, protected and prepared. For nearly a decade, my friends at Noble Gold Investments have helped thousands protect their wealth with gold IRAs and physical gold. With over $2 billion in precious metal sales, Noble Gold is the trusted choice for Americans serious about financial security. Gold, it's real, it's yours, it retains value. And now, when you open a qualified account, you'll get 2 5-ounce silver America the Beautiful coins free. Are you diversified? If not, when will you act? After your portfolio is down, 10, 20, 30%? Or will you protect your portfolio now? The next market crash won't send a warning. Visit LionelNationGold.com today. That's LionelNationGold.com. Don't just grow your wealth, guard it. And remember, there's always a risk of investment, and there's no guarantee of any kind. Now, my friends, I want to explain this again to you, and I've noticed this, and maybe you've noticed this as well, kind of on a personal level. Everything has changed drastically. Everything is completely changed, and we're feeling it all over the world. It's not just here. We're feeling it everywhere. People are understanding that there's not only is there a new sheriff in town, but a new theme. By the way, J.A., thank you, a brand new member. All the very best. But let's go through today's, what I think is important, very, very critical news. Number one, let's look at Obama's DEI disaster. We're still, remember, they're cutting this. We're going to have a lot of Biden's budgets. There's a lot of stuff that's still there that has to be destroyed. And remember, tomorrow will be 4 weeks? It'll be a month, roughly a month. Not even a month. funny, 11, that's 11, so 27 days tomorrow since the president's taken over. Now, this is incredible. A subcontractor hired under Barack Obama's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Initiative for the Obama Presidential Center is now suing for racial discrimination. That's right. After being hired solely for his race. What was that again? Solely for his race. This company claims it was given the contract as part of a race-based quota, but then denied full payment and treated unfairly by the very people who champion DEI. This is yet another classic example of how identity politics destroys everything it touches. Instead of hiring the best people for the job, the radical left keeps putting race above qualifications. And now their house of cards, as you can imagine, is collapsing. Europe is freaking out. Macron is going berserk. French President Emmanuel Macron is reportedly scrambling to hold an emergency meeting with European leaders, panicked over Trump's return and his bold new, brutal, new America First policies. Now, these elites, these European types, don't know what the hell to do. They do not know what to do. And what's interesting is they're now being used to come out and sound the alarm. In fact, they were used to always exploiting America for their own benefit because of Blinken. Remember, Antony Blinken will forever be known as that cofactor, that synthesis, that catalyst, that enzyme, so to speak. He should be called Blinken Erase or something. Yeah, that's funny. We're going to erase him. But you don't forget because enzymes have the ASE. Anyway, so now they're terrified that the free ride's over. And Trump has made it clear that he will restore U.S. sovereignty, secure our borders, and put American interests first, leaving weak leaders like Macron scrambling for relevance. And what's important, which is also important and critical to know, Pete Hegseth was absolutely incredible the other day when he spoke. You've got to hear this. Between Pete, J.D. Vance, I want you to understand something. I want you to remember what I'm trying to tell people and what I think is important. One of the things is I tell people is that I don't care. I don't care. Well, Trump's with it. I don't care. Yeah, but Trump, the 7 prosecutors from the Southern District of New York said, I don't care. Yeah, but Trump is, I don't care. Listen to Mearsheimer. And this is really weird too. He's almost giddy in terms of what Trump is doing regarding Ukraine. Regardless of what you say, Trump and Putin are saying we're dealing with each other. And Ukraine, you could take the 4 oblasts, Crimea, I don't know, these other areas. That's your business. We're out of this. And you and I know that Ukraine is not going to be a member of NATO, and all of this will have been for nothing. What this was a transfer of wealth into the coffers, into the wallets of the military-industrial complex. That was it. Does that make sense? That's it. It is incredible what's going on. Now, the same people are saying, yes, but his Israel policy is wrong. Okay. So you've got to, as Scott Fitzgerald said, the sound or the element of a superior mind is to be able to handle 2 seemingly inconsistent ideas simultaneously and not lose your mind. You can maintain a respect for Trump regarding Russia, regarding whatever, and still disagree with him as far as Israel goes. This is too much for some people. There are people who believe in this absolute black and white world, or they only care about Israel. And that's fine. I'm not telling you should. Somebody the other day I was listening, say, yeah, and while Gaza over there, you were worried about girls and sports. Excuse me. Excuse me. Over here. This is my country. And I've been living this absolute social and psychologically corrosive world from these rat bastards on the left. So don't mock me because I'm not jumping in and devoting 99% of my time to lamenting about Gaza and the Palestinians. I'm sorry. I told you I'm against it. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I've got problems here. I'm not going to mention the names, but you know who they are. They have one show only. That's it. Israel. And they're right. Some of them were in Europe. Some of them were in the UK. Some of them were here. Whatever. I understand it. Let me say this again. I agree with you. What would you like me to do? I've got a country I live in. I've got illegal aliens that are finally going back. I've got crime, border. Some of these folks, I want to ask them, do you not know, especially the ones who live in New York, do you not know this? I know your thing is Israel. I got it. I got it. I understand it. But that's it? Do you not see anything that this man and this administration is doing that benefits us? Anything? Do you think Bibi Netanyahu would tolerate this? No. In fact, and they hate Bibi. So let me just say something to you. And this is probably one of the most important things I can show you today, is to be able to compartmentalize and handle multiple things simultaneously. Very, very simple. You've got to be able to handle Trump here, yes or no, Trump here, yes or no, foreign affairs, international relations, crime, whatever they are, and be able to function. It's not one or the other. That's it. I've got people, they are one thing only. I've got some people who just hate Trump. I know them. Other people who, we're not going to go through the whole thing. All I'm saying is, what is happening is so great, but not everybody gets it. Because it is possible. You're going to say something that you disagree with President Trump about. You're going to do it. I promise you. You're going to be able to say, yeah, I don't like this. But I don't want Biden back. I don't want Kamala back. You see what I'm saying? This is what these folks are going to tell you. They're just, and I appreciate this. And there's some, I was listening to some things yesterday with Middle East and, well, what about Israel? What about this? What about Macron? What about UK? Okay, I'll listen to it to an extent. I would imagine Russia is going to do for Russia what I think we should do for this country. And by the way, it's not being rude, or it's not being hateful, it's not being inhumane. It's being rational. Does that make any sense? Okay. Next, caught in another cover-up, Caitlin Collins. That's right. The woman who looks like she's passing a Bezor apparently is promoting criminal defense fund. But anyway, but it disappears. That's right. CNN, soon to be ex-White House correspondent Caitlin Collins deleted her post promoting the defense fund of Luigi Mangione. Means big eater or glutton. Who, of course, is the figure, the murderer who shot. There was no defense. You know there was no defense, right? He shot Thompson, right? The CEO, and that's it. There's no defense. It's not insanity. It's not necessity. There is no defense. None. He killed him and will spend and should spend the rest of his life in prison. We'll talk about that in a moment. So what happens is, why is there a backpedaling here? Well, CNN is once again caught pushing narratives that benefit their radical lefties. But when the truth comes out, they try to pretend it never happened. The corporate media is nothing more than an activist arm of the Democratic Party. So what she did was she decides to post. She posts this fund site or where you can donate to Luigi, kind of saying like this guy's a hero or something. And then she takes it down because she has no balls. She has no brains. She's not long for this world. Now let me explain something to you. And let's see if we can do this. Okay. First, there is a division, of course, between the cause and the person. Let me explain. I feel that there are these terrible people in the world who do terrible things to children. Now, there's this one trans suspect who did some terrible things to children. Okay. I think they're wrong. Yes. If I decide to take it out on the public defender's office or the legal aid society or whatever it is that's defending this guy, do you think that's right? If I went out and I did something horrible to the lawyer who's representing this person, do you think that's right? Do you think that makes sense? No. Yeah, but it's wrong what he did. Yeah, I know that. Now, it's wrong what these healthcare companies do to people. No doubt about that. Shooting the CEO, that's right? No. 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 And what should he do? Well, what did the guidelines say? It's federal. You know, they're gonna get him on that one, which is really gonna be tough. I think he used change the there's some gun thing which is really gonna load him up. I would have no problem with like you killed somebody. That's not the way we do it here. I think you're right in your enmity and your hatred and your dislike of him and his system. But to do that, of course not. No. People can't do that. They can't. No. They can't. No. It's like people can't. Going back to it, they confuse Israel, Judaism, foreign affairs. They think that if you say something against Israel, you're anti-Semitic. No, you're not. They can't handle multiple things. No. So and there's these other people who feel like, well, I'm part of this. How do I say this? Everybody loves to be, to a certain extent, a bit of a radical. You got to understand this. I've seen this my whole life. Everybody wants to be a little bit of a radical. Everybody wants to. Do you see this broad who claims to be the mother of Elon's new kid? Have you seen what she wrote? Oh, anyway, everybody wants to be out there. Everybody wants to be a troublemaker, wants to be in the news, wants to be viral. Everybody wants to be, wow, did you hear what they said? Gee, that's crazy. I heard something the other day of a woman, she says, and if it's conspiracy, I'm in it. Because she was, let me give you this. I'm not going to mention her name. She is the one. Have you ever met the saucy, kind of rough, profane mother and wife who thinks she's hot and wants you to know like she's one of the cool kids and she cusses a lot and may drink and you know what I mean? That's her thing. Everybody's got their shtick. You got to figure out what's your shtick. What are you trying to do? What's your thing? Where are you? And there are these folks who are kind of like lefties and they still consider themselves sort of young and they have this romantic idea about Luigi Mangione, who's a punk. Who's a punk? You did it. Now good. Now die for your cause. I'm going to make you a martyr. There's no death penalty involved, but you're going to stay for the rest of your life in prison. You want to get out now? I don't understand. Why do you want to get out, Luigi? Well, what? Are you insane? Well, he was acting a little... No. It takes more than that. He was acting a little weird. What's your defense, Luigi? What is it? You schizophrenic? Could you tell the difference between night and day? Why did you flee? You fled because you knew it was... What was it again? Oh, yes, wrong. Why did you hide? Why did you conceal yourself? And you go to a McDonald's in... Where was it? In Pennsylvania? And not Scranton, but anyway. You're an idiot. Mr. Smart. Mr. Genius. You think you're Edward Witten because you're a valedictorian of a high school class? Is that what you think? Okay. You're going to spend the rest of your life in prison. Raul says the radical left wants Mangione as their martyr. Well, I want to give them as their martyr. I want to help them. I want to help them. No problem. But we have to martyr him, so to speak, theoretically. Again, it's one of these things which is just, I don't understand. It's like, can you handle two things at the same time? There's this picture. I know somebody who, their whole world, if you say anything about Middle East, about Iran, about MBS, Saudi Arabia, Bin Laden, Netanyahu, he'll say Holocaust. That's it. And I wish I could take some of these pictures I've seen of these kids who were pulled out of rubble and make the picture black and white and say, look at this. Isn't this terrible? Look at these poor kids. Oh my God, that's terrible. No, that's not the Holocaust. Well, that's not that Holocaust. These little kids were from Gaza. What do you think about that? And watch them explain to me, well, that's okay, but that's not. Well, one's in a camp. Okay, fine. And you could say, well, one's in a camp and one's not. Well, what do you think Gaza is? They say it's the largest prisoner of war or something. So what I'm trying to say is people have to know how to fine tune. Did you ever see new chefs today when they have forceps and these big roach clips? Did you ever see that? Where they put the little pedal on top of the foam on top of that's kind of what it is. When you have a political belief today, you have to fine tune and place your ideas. Yes, this is Trump, but this is a bit of an objection. But this is this plus this plus this. It's a very nuanced kind of a collective way of thinking. And that's what I want you to be able to do. But most people can't do that. It's one or the other, black and white, Manichaean, good versus evil, apodictic, who's right, who's wrong, up and right, binomial. It's like old computer versus supercomputer. I want you to be a supercomputer. You got that one? So this Caitlin, you should ask her, so you're basically giving out information? You're promoting, Caitlin? On CNN, you're promoting? Did you ever put up any emails or any websites to help the legal funds of those caught in January 6th? I didn't think so. Anybody? I didn't think so. Well, what's so special about this guy? Anything? Do you have anything? Do you have anything to do? Anything at all with? Not whatsoever. It's incredible. Then we got this great word, Apple. Apple caves to America First policies. The Gulf of Mexico is renamed Gulf of America. Now, I think this might be, people might say, oh, this is kind of stupid. No. This is massive. Oh, this is huge. Symbolic, perhaps. National pride, maybe. I don't know. But Apple Maps has officially renamed the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America, following pressure from the Trump administration's America First policy push. This move has the left and the globalists and the left wing foaming at the mouth. But for everyday Americans, for me and you, it's another reminder that our country belongs to us, not the radical left and not you. And by the way, whatever makes them crazy, I'm for it. Oh, you don't want to, you don't like, because we'll talk about this, because now they're talking about impeaching the judges who are basically acting. And one could say, no, they're not in any way doing anything that is illegal just because they're ruling against the president. There are reasons for that. Oh, really? Okay. Well, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to show you that we're for it. We're going to impeach them, and we're going to be like a bulldozer. We're going to do whatever we want just to drive you crazy. If you don't like it, we want it, because that's what you did to us. Oh, this is payback. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is incredible. I've been hearing about this lately. I don't know if it's true. Have you heard about Ozempic users going blind as the FDA and big pharma stay silent? I don't know anything about this. I'm seeing more and more. I know people who are into seed oils. Oh my God. There was something on social media about, did you see getting a Chick-fil-A? Oh my God. They made it sound like the worst thing. The bun is treated with this aluminum. I mean, it's no, it tastes good. And they go crazy over seed oils and statins. What about Ozempic? I'm not gonna. What about that? I don't know. Why don't you just cut down nothing? Cut down. So in yet another big pharma scandal, I guess, Ozempic users are reporting. This is what I'm seeing. I don't know if it's sudden blindness. Yet the Biden administration's FDA has said nothing. And the drug, which was rushed to market without long-term testing, they say, has been a favorite among, of course, elites and media folks. But now ordinary Americans are paying the price, maybe for another rushed miracle drug. That's what's being alleged. Now, I'm no expert on this one. But there are times when you got to say to yourself, what are you doing? What in the name of God are you doing? You think that all of a sudden something that is going to cut appetite or whatever it is drastically, that there is nothing at all that is what? Oh, dear friends, there's something to this. There's something very odd about this. Very odd indeed. And it's something that I think you should be thinking about very carefully. Don't you? Don't you? Okay. Let me ask you this question. People don't really, it's funny how certain things matter, certain things don't. SSRIs. Oh my God, there should be testing. What about Ozempic? Wait a minute, that's different. I can lose weight. Yeah, but I may lose weight. I don't know. Do you think you're going to stay on that forever? No. Well, what happens when you stop? Well, I guess I'm going to gain my way back. How long do you think you're going to stay on that? I don't know. Has anybody thought about it? No, because it's favorable. It's a favorite, and that's what's happening. Isn't that fascinating? You know what's also fascinating and scary as hell? This. My friend, disaster doesn't knock. It kicks the door down when you least expect it. And when it hits the fan, and trust me, it will, food is the first thing to disappear. Now, the question is this. Will you be prepared or will you be scrambling like everybody else? Okay? Now, think about what I'm saying. This is no exaggeration. I'm here to help. I'm here to give you the honest truth. No one's coming to save you. No one's going to help you. No one's going to be there. The shelves at your local store are going to be emptied within hours. And trucks that should be delivering food will be stuck miles away. You'll be left standing in endless lines, hoping for scraps. But there's something you can do right now. There's a way to stop this nightmare before it stops. Head to preparewithlionel.com. You heard me, preparewithlionel.com. And take advantage of the special monthly offer from My Patriot Supply. Now you can get $50 off the legendary 4-week emergency food kit when you order today. Listen, I can't be any more serious than this. Why My Patriot Supply? Simple. It's a household name for a reason. Millions of families trust them because their kits aren't just about survival. They're about thriving when others are barely holding on. This kit provides over 2,000 calories a day and 12 essential vitamins and minerals. That's the fuel that you're going to need when your body and mind are under incredible pressure. You get meals that taste great, are American made, and last up to 25 years in storage. These aren't bland bunker meals. They're designed to keep you strong and focused when it matters most. But here's the deal, my friend. And listen carefully. Emergencies don't wait, and neither should you. Prepare today or pay tomorrow. Go to preparewithlionel.com now and claim your $50 discount and 6 free bonuses right now before this limited time offer vanishes. I can't emphasize this enough, okay? Because when the world goes dark, preparation is the only light you can count on. My friends, let me ask you a question. Do you have any idea, any thought, any clue as to when or if or what Fort Knox is? Anybody? What's Fort Knox? Ask your friends this. Wait a minute. Cut up chatter says, ingenious, Trump sets test up over silly actions and verbiage that demonstrate the depths of bias and blood vessel deep rejection of following the instruction of your supervisor. Absolute indictment. I love that style of writing. Thank you. It's very, very, I appreciate that. It's very, very, what do I say? It's kind of jazzy. I appreciate that. Thank you. And you're absolutely right. But let me ask you this. What is Fort Knox? This is one of those things you should do when you're eating meeting with a friend. Say, Jerry, yeah, you're a smart guy. If anybody would know this, you would know that. What is this? Is after you ask about the Federal Reserve. What is Fort Knox? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Somebody says it holds our treasury. No, it holds our treasury. You see that? Of course, nobody's writing. The question, what is Fort Knox is it's a military installation in Kentucky, and it is the bullion depository, which is used to house a large portion of the official gold reserves. A large portion. It's not our treasury. You see what people say? And that's very, very good, though. But you see, I'm very nervous about, I gotta be careful. Is it the treasury? No, because the treasury is assets and whatever it is. It is supposedly, it has almost 5,000 tons of gold. They say there's 8,000, what is it? I'm seeing 8,000 metric tons, or 250 million troy ounces, about $700 billion. When was the last time it was audited? And when I mean audited, when was the last time it was looked at? When was the last time it was looked at? And when was the last time it was determined whether it was, quote, hypothecated? Ricardo says, do you think USAID money is sent to legacy media? Yes! Yes! I'm sorry, no, I don't mean to yell. Yes! Fred Haddad just gifted 10 Lionel Nation memberships. Thank you, Fred. Yes! We'll talk about this. Reuters got it. Politico got it. Yes! It's absolutely 100%. It's listed. Go to X. You could just see the list. You can't believe. Yes. Oh, absolutely. That's one of the reasons why people, not only just legacy media, look at Rob Reiner. Why did Rob Reiner take off all of a sudden? Because other people who just turned over their, I wouldn't be surprised if the Kennedy family themselves, because the way they always acted en masse. Did you ever notice that? They all kind of burnt together, but they were always vaccines. So anyway, when was the last time it was audited? And audited also determines whether it's been hypothecated, meaning has it been pledged? 1974. 1974. Elon Musk is going to get it to the bottom. Elon Musk is going to get to the bottom of it. It's the most incredible story in the world. Democratic operative James Carville admits they're losing. We are flooded in shit, he says. Franco says, everything I know about Fort Knox, I learned from Goldfinger. That's right. That's right. And in fact, there's a lot of great little clips from that. Who sang Goldfinger? Goldfinger! In any event. So James Carville is in full meltdown. He doesn't know what to do, admitting that Trump's movement is overwhelming the Democrats, calling the situation a flood of shisa, as we would say. He knows the radical left is losing everything, losing ground, and as Trump's America First agenda continues to rack up victories, expect more leftist desperation and lunacy. Do you hear what I am saying? Did you know that? Bet you didn't know that. And why is he doing this? He was getting the money too. You're not, let me rephrase this because you bring up a good point. Question is, who didn't get USAID money? Who didn't get it? That's the issue. That's the issue. And by the way, speaking of Los Angeles, Adam Carolla the other day had a very interesting shot on his X account. Remember, he showed a drone shot of Pacific Coast Highway, and just there's nothing that's been replaced. Nothing. Honest AF. I think you know what that one means. Do you think there's any credence to Trump renaming the Gulf to circumvent Biden's EO ban on drilling in the Gulf of Mexico? I think it's symbolic. But that executive order is gone. It's going to be repealed, abrogated. But I think it's and I love it. I'm extremely petty right now. I just want people to be upset. Did you hear this one? The Los Angeles Fire Department refused to send fire trucks to the Palisades blaze. Why? We haven't forgotten that one. And yet another example of Democratic-run lunacy prioritizing that radical left lesbian. Did you see these groups? Did you see this? Well, the only reason can I pick up your husband if there's an emergency? Well, the real question you should ask is why do you got to call me in the first place? I'm still trying to figure that one out. But these cities prioritizing radical policies over public safety. Reports reveal now that the LA Fire Department refused to deploy 10 fire trucks to combat a raging fire in the Palisades. Why? Bureaucratic red tape and woke policies that prioritize climate activism over real emergency response. Californians deserve better than this level of corruption. And there you go, Shirley Bassey. Thank you. Andrew's got it right. Goldfinger. Next, Trump fires 20 immigration judges who blocked deportations. They probably thought, you fired me? Yeah. Can they do that? Oh, yeah. Not only that, the Congress can completely redo, reconstruct, refocus, reformulate the judicial system. It's whatever Congress, you could say they can do whatever they want when it comes to the courts. Absolutely. Somebody reminded me that years ago, the Supreme Court, there's no mention of even the number of Supreme Court justices. There was a time when Supreme Court justices handled trial dockets. I mean, it can change to whatever you want. So President Trump continues his bold purge, his expurgation, if you will, of the deep state, firing 20 activist immigration judges who were obstructing his lawful efforts to secure the border. These unelected bureaucrats were protecting illegal aliens instead of enforcing the law. But Trump isn't playing those games. I hope you don't play those games. If you don't follow the law, you're gone. It's that simple. And here's the best one. Republicans are moving right now to impeach activist judges blocking Trump's orders. They are going nuts because there's this group. Let me see if I can explain this to you. Work with me on this. In the world of the legal biz, there's different strata. They are the most, I don't know what you want to call it. There's the federal types, the academics. There are people who are law professors, never been in a courtroom ever, never tried a case. Maybe they paginated a depot or I don't know how they did. But they're into loft. They're into thinking about lectures on, I wrote a law review piece on federalism in the post Baker. Oh, that's fantastic. And in the world of juridical cerebration and juridical thinking and philosophy and the historicity of, that's great. It's wonderful. And then there are these folks who say, this is an absolute outrage what the president is doing. My God. Impeaching a judge, those judges, you cannot politicize the court. Bullshit. Did you say, did I hear you say that? You can't put, what? Wait a minute. That's like saying in court, this isn't fair. What does that mean? What are you talking about? Politicizing? It's nothing but political. Every time this court, these people for the longest times, when Alvin Bragg and the Soros-backed USAID paid for 50 to 80 mil he dumped in for these leftist judges who said, I'm not going to prosecute retail theft, commercial theft under $1,000, no cash bail. None of these people said, whoa, wait a minute, hold it. You are politicizing this. You are basically telling the people of your city, I'm not going to prosecute laws because I'm going to maintain and focus on perpetuating this ridiculous leftist. Are you shitting me? You've got to be kidding me. That's all politics, 100%. And when they did this none of these people, and there are these people, well, I was with the federal court, and when I work with the Southern District, well, by God, we're the... You don't think Rudy Giuliani in the Southern District, when he was going after the mob because of, and I love Rudy to death, when he was pinching people and arresting them and doing perk walks of, remember Ivan Boesky, Michael Milken on the front steps, and remember that? This was the Southern District? What? The hypocrisy. Stop this. Well, she was at Harvard, and she was a notes editor on the law review, and she clerked for Judge Scalia, and she's brilliant. Oh, would you come on? You have never seen a bigger bunch of bullshit artists in your life like the legal intelligentsia. Oh my God. You know who's making a killing? Spiro. Not Agnew. Spiro, the lawyer who represents Jay-Z. Got that one done. Represents Eric Adams. Got that one done. I think he represented Elon or whatever. Don't give me this. Don't tell me that you can't, that this is. You know and I know that judge, whoever the judge, if it was Republican or Democrat or his cousin or whatever, provided it was legal, he could have ruled any way he wanted. Don't give me this. The president is basically elected by the people to follow through with a certain course of action. And these people, you don't understand. Please, the Bill Cristols, the Samantha Powers, these Harvard types, who for the longest time says, our shite don't stink. We are really better. Look at Jack Schlossberg. Oh, this guy. Yale, Harvard, loonier than a daft as a brush, as my Irish friends would say. Cut Up says, our judge who cheated us in the Rockland, Maine court said, not in this case, the court officials privately told us they were sorry they saw that. Well, would you like me to keep going? Andrew Hessing says, the court not political? We have a justice that got confirmed when she couldn't answer what a woman is on the bench. Now tell me about political. Andrew, 100% correct. How about we've got judges? We had this judge. Look what they did to Kavanaugh. Remember that one? What was her name? Blazy, lazy, crazy, with the greasy glasses, and she's. I didn't put his. When was this? What? I put his tallywhacker up. When was this? How old are you? When, it was high school? What? Wait a minute. What? You don't think that was it? You don't think the Clarence Thomas thing? I don't even know what that was about. Now, did you have your pubic hair on the Coca-Cola? Long silver? Remember that one? What is going on here? Don't give me this. Yes, but Jack Schlossberg, oh, he's loonier than that. He's out of his tree. If he's not in rehab or in some psych ward right now, I don't know what the hell this guy is on. But he's a legacy guy. And this Jadrul, Harvard, Yale, London School of Economics, come on, the legacies, stop it. It's over. It's over. I don't know where this comes. I'm not suggesting that people there aren't smart, but this is for the longest time. People said, "Hey, come on in. What? You a lefty? Yeah, come on in. Why don't you join us?" And that, well, I like to make some money. Oh, you'll make some money. Oh yeah. Work for me at State Department. Yeah. State Department. Oh no. I'm going to put you in charge of. There's a program you're going to run. And you're gonna have somebody. You got a Cayman Islands account, don't you? A what? A Cayman Islands account. You got one of those, don't you? No. Well, you're gonna need one. I'll have it so far away nobody will even find it. Just come here. You're going to be a part of a thing. You're going to be the coordination for interdependent, transglobal panjandrums. What? Just trust me. By the way. Call up your account. How much you got in there now? There's $7 million in there. I know. Ain't that great? There's plenty more where that comes from. And I'm working for the State Department. He's working for agriculture. Remember the Charlie Wilson's War thing? That's my favorite. Philip Seymour Hoffman. I loved it. He played that Gus, whatever, that Greek. I love that he says, I work for agriculture. This gig's up. And David Hogg is, hey, David, yeah, hey, pal, you're sorry about that. It's over. What? Well, you came along a little way. Yeah. It's just like in the world of TV. In the old days, there was Seinfeld money. Seinfeld made more money. You'll never see that again. Seinfeld, Friends. Never see that again. Never. I know people right now. This is. It's over. It's over. And it's like you don't understand. It's over. You don't have that pull anymore. And you're feeling it around the world. And Washington's going to say, he just destroyed the deep state, the police state, these folks. And also, the world's going to go through, I don't know if they do it anymore, but in the old days, through Harvard and Yale did spooks, CIA, Harvard did State Department. We'll take care of you. Cut Up Chatter says the judge who can't describe a woman has daughters. Oh, I know that. This is Katanji, but it's ridiculous. How about the woman who was a communist? And John. By the way, John Kennedy is turning into a joke. Here he is cleaning his gun. He's got a revolver. You see that? Now, there was a time where he's cleaning it. It's a revolver. I mean, revolvers are good, I guess. But what? He's turning into a joke. He's turning, it's complete. Seriously. All these, whatever. It's okay. He has name one thing he's done. Anything? Did he stop any of those judges? No. Did Jim Jordan do anything? No. He wrote a strongly worded letter. So understand, my friends, this is a new time. But we have right now people taking active moves and measures to remove left-wing activist judges who've repeatedly blocked Trump's efforts to secure America. And remember, again, these judges weren't elected by the people, yet they act as if they have more authority than the president himself. Now, I understand there's a balance of power, but the era of leftist judicial tyranny is over. How about this one? Transgender illegal alien arrested for, I can't say the R word, but rhymes with grape, in a New York City bathroom. A shocking case out of New York. A transgender illegal alien was arrested for attacking a teenage girl in a public bathroom. And this horrifying crime is a direct result of democratic policies that allow illegal... Huh? Well, yeah, that's what I thought it was a boy too, but... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it was a boy. Yeah, I think it was a boy, yeah. I took this from, I think, my news story. Yeah, I thought it was a boy too. But this goes to show you, though, this is democratic policies. They allow illegal aliens to roam free, and that's not politicized. When they weren't put away forever, that's not political. I don't think so. The radical left, this obsession with open borders, woke policies, transgender, what did they have? They wanted to systematically destroy our sense of law and order by letting these people free to harm your kids. How about this one? Good news, my friends. Trump lifts restrictions on gun suppressors, expanding the Second Amendment freedoms in a huge, or as we say in the kitchen, in a huge win for gun rights. President Trump has officially lifted restrictions on gun suppressors, silencers, some people call them, further expanding the Second Amendment freedoms for law-abiding citizens. This is yet another step towards restoring constitutional rights. These people hate bump stocks, retractable stocks, and now suppressors. Oh my God. Do it, do it, do it, do it till you're satisfied, as the 70s song. How about Jack Smith? Remember creepy Jack Smith? Well, they got caught taking $140K a gift while investigating Trump. Jack Smith, the so-called special counsel who went after President Trump and lost, has now been exposed for taking a shady $140,000 gift while conducting his partisan witch hunt investigation. Another example of a corrupt deep state operative abusing his position while pretending to be impartial. How about that one? Elon Musk slams the media for lies about his secret MAGA baby. Did you hear this? Elon Musk has fired back in the mainstream media after reports suggesting he secretly fathered another child. I don't know what the story of that one is. Elon Musk, a vocal opponent of the leftist agenda, has been targeted by the radical left for his support of free speech and his criticism of woke culture. So I don't even know what that was. I don't even know what that's about. Did he say it? I think he said, whoa. And the mother of this, the putative mother is, we'll get to the bottom of that one. RFK Jr. launches vaccine injury investigation, puts big pharma on notice. Oh, God. Thank you. The first thing to do is to repeal statutory immunity from those individuals who make drugs, vaccines in particular. HHS big shot Bobby the Deuce has announced a full investigation into vaccine injuries, creating a new vaccine damage database and congressional commission. This is a colossal win for medical freedom and a nightmare for big pharma. Remember, the next thing you do, Section 230 for the Communications Decency Act, get around that one, and then this one. The idea that vaccine companies are immune from liability. It's just, would you drive a Tesla that had a statutory immunity that in the event the brakes failed, you couldn't sue Tesla? No. But I'm supposed to take that? And you did take it. Trump's DOGE revolution continues to smash the deep state. Oh my God. The DOGE task force continues racking up wins, exposing corruption, and draining the swamp at record speed. And this is the part you got to understand. The globalist elite are desperately, absolutely desperately trying to derail Trump's success. Americans are fighting back. They're going crazy. This is he just destroyed the oxygen of DC. It's going to be trillions of dollars. You see this? Team USA crushes Canada after fans booed the national anthem. After Canadian fans disrespected the U.S. national anthem, Team USA delivered an embarrassing defeat to Canada in a major sporting event of the hockey. A perfect example of why you never bet against America. Cut Up Chatter, our dear friend, says, we don't know what they got on us. We don't know what they've got on us. Indeed. Max W. Okay. By the way, keep an eye out on, speaking of Harvey Weinstein. He's got some cases coming. Also keep an eye on more lawsuits, perhaps with, we'll talk about this. Later today, I'm going to be on the Sean Atwood at about 2 p.m. our time. Talking about the latest with DOGE. And it's so interesting how the courts have been so part and parcel of everything so far. And next, in a significant move underscoring the robust alliance between the U.S. and Israel, this is what they're saying, President Trump authorized the delivery of MK-84 bombs. These are the 2,000-pound bomb munitions capable of penetrating reinforced structures and destroying what is left of Gaza. The recent shipment, confirmed by Israel Defense Minister Katz, was blocked by Biden before. This is incredible. And Trump is saying, and people are saying, this goes to show you the strategy, the cooperation, how we're working hand in hand. While other people are saying it's not that at all. But again, we'll discuss that later. I think it's insanity. What are you going to do? I don't know. Nobody's asking me. The left is imploding as America first surges. Let me remind you of this. Whether it's a DEI, whether it's a DEI failure at, remember these things, this started really with Obama and the pet projects, panic in Europe over Trump's return, meltdown of Democratic operatives. The message is clear. The superstructure of the radical left, of the deep state, of the police state, intel state, of the administrative state, it's over. Americans are demanding that corruption be exposed, that transparency be guaranteed. This is like nothing anybody ever thought. And I knew we would be good. I thought, Trump is going to be pretty good. I thought, you know what? But I never knew it would be like this. Get ready. You're seeing this everywhere. Tonight is that Saturday Night Live. How much of Saturday Night Live was promoted? How much of Comcast or of NBC or of Lorne Michaels? Saturday Night Live every single week, putting the jokes out with that stupid Alec Baldwin or whatever. Is he? I don't know. When this finally gets laid out and exposed and sorted out, and as Cut Up Chatter says, DOGE can literally see where the payments went. I would think so, especially with his crew. But once Cut Up, once this happens, and then you realize, wait till CBS says, wait a minute, you got that? Colbert didn't get that. How come you'll see that? You'll see the level of anger. You'll see this. Wait till you have also things called liens. What do you do? What does the government do when you owe the government money? Liens. It's almost like bankruptcy, like you're going to appoint a master. You're going to appoint somebody who is the trustee, so to speak, to cull these funds and say, we want this money back. This was a fraudulent transfer. This is again, I know you're getting tired of this, but I'm afraid I'm not making the point clear enough to you. It's like nothing you've ever seen before. It's like somebody trying to explain a nuclear bomb the first time it went off. I remember who was it? Enrico Fermi and Niels Bohr, they were saying, you don't understand. There are bombs, but not like this. What do you mean? Well, you got to see it to believe it. That's what this is. You're not, and this is churning. It's a tsunami. Every time they try to stop, something else comes along. And this stupid Caitlin, and by the way, all of our eyes, CNN, does Lazoff, or what's his name? Is he Discovery? Does he still run CNN? Is that him? Zaslav, rather. They're probably picking up the phone and saying, would you get that dumbass in here? Caitlin, yeah. Sit down, Miss Frown, Miss Brow. Sit down. What are you doing? We are in the final throes of our existence. The world has hated us and hates us now, and you're promoting a website for people to send or contribute to the defense fund of a murderer who had a family and a wife and kids, and you are associating our already tarnished name with this? What is the matter with you? Do you have any idea of what you're doing? Well, you're going to find out what's happening because this is all cratering. It's going to go to an app. It's going to be maybe a paywall. It's just going to go away. And they're going to be saying for the longest time, what are we doing? CNN, this doesn't make any sense anymore. This model, the model doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense anymore. It doesn't. It's just not. Remember how comedy clubs were big? They're not anymore. You'll see a few, but not. It's certain things, models just change. And it goes to show you, she doesn't understand it. Why? Because for the longest time, they just felt invisible, that there was this inertial bubble that always protected them. And they could say whatever they wanted. It didn't matter. And they had so much fun to say, okay, I got something for you. Spandex says, by the way, Trump and Musk say 1 trill ripped off. 1 trill ripped off. I say 2 trillion. Spandex, you won't be able to even understand or guess even remotely the amounts. Remotely. But wait until it comes back. Wait until they claw it back. That's my favorite. Wait until they say, we want this money back. You don't understand. And we'll take your property. You never should have taken this. When you go to a bank and your ATM gives you the wrong money, is that your money? No, you're going to give it back. Yeah, but it was a mistake. I didn't ask for it. Oh, I'm Lorne Michaels. No, you. Well, what did you do? Were you doing some kind of a propaganda? Oh, it wasn't propaganda. Give us some money back. You took this? It was illegal. It was illegal. The government cannot hand out money. Well, it wasn't. Well, it came through the back door as a what? Some USAID program? Is that it? Some part of it allocated something for diversion. Yeah. Believe me, they're so good at. They have this. It's like a Deepak Chopra chant. They just spew this drivel. This is so over, done, and you're going to be hearing things like, Kamala is going to run for whatever. Let her go. It's 27 days, right? 27 days. 27. It's the most incredible thing. They're not even done yet. They can't keep track of this. And let me also tell you, please listen to what we're talking about here. Here. Because you're not going to hear this, I'm sorry to say this, Fox News or Newsmax. They have to stay within the headline. You will never, ever, ever, ever so much as hear anybody on Fox News say anything about maybe our policy with Israel may not be in our best interest, or that maybe this Russophobic tendency with that Jack Keane there, Institute for the Study of War, with the Kagans and the Newlands, oh, no. Or anything that is in any way conciliatory towards China. You want to take China on? You go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. What do you want to do? You want to go to war with China? You want to futz around? This idiot, Nancy Pelosi, flew to Taiwan. Do you know what this is? Do you know what this does when you slap? No. Those. So, if you want to go there, and you want to go there, not that anybody would do this, but don't ever, I don't think he should, but if Sean Hannity said, let me show you a picture of this. This is a child who was pulled out of a rubble. This is, her name is such and such. And she was giving blood at a hospital. Look at it. Why are we doing this? What is the point of this? How does this, Hamas has nothing to do with this. We're Hamas. They're Hamas. What are we doing? You're not going to hear that. And maybe you should. But there's no even other perspective on that one. Never. Cut Up says overpayment reports, bills all day long by DOGE. It's all there. And they can also apply not so much artificial intelligence, but as close to quantum computing as you can even get to just sift through more data. Why do you think a lot of this stuff was on paper? Because you can't do a digital run through of paper. That's analog. Andrew says Trump has done more in 27 days than any president in history. The power is used properly and legally. So what is the complaint, people? Well, from the other side, you know this. I thought FDR was good pretty much during the Depression. When he turned over things, he was pretty good too, but not like this. Not like that. You're going to want to hear everything. Give me both sides. Give me both sides. If you want to talk about Russia, what does Russia want? What are they going to get? Well, how does it affect us? If they get the 4 oblasts and the Crimea, if they don't get Kharkov too, maybe, what differences do you care about this? Can you explain what's going on? Do you think that one day Vladimir Putin woke up and said, you know what, I'm gonna go into Ukraine just for the hell of it, just for shits and grins, shits and giggles? What do you think? Come on, let's go. That's the way Fox News would have you do it, because that's Jack Keane. Even Maria Bartiromo gets Jack Keane on, and Jack Keane, and these people are into this kind of a NATO. So you're not gonna learn the truth here. You're not gonna do it. Do you think anybody would ever talk about why in the name of God was Big Pharma ever given I don't understand, a immunity of liability? And by the way, Section 230, we'll get that one next. What's going on here? They don't do anything. You know, I just want you to know what's out there. I don't want you to really think about what's going on and really ask yourself questions and ask yourself, really, how does this thing work? I just want you to be really smart. I want you to know the truth. And then you can apply your own, you can apply your own morality or lack thereof, whatever you want. But you've got to know all the facts. So Andrew Hessing, God bless you. Thank you so much. Cut Up Chatter, you were splendiferous today. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Honest AF, I think we know what that is. Franco, Ricardo, Fred Hubbard, gifting 10 memberships. Thank you so much. Raul and Joy, or JA rather, thank you so much. All right, dear friends, now a couple of things. Remember, Mrs. L, we need just a smidgen. I want new. I want 150 new, 150 brand new subscriptions to Lynn's Warriors on YouTube. You hear me? 150. But she's going this week to Washington to fight. And remember, I'm not saying this like, she goes, we go. Lynn's Warriors is a nonprofit. It's basically it's funded by contributions, but that's it. We don't have any USAID. You want to go there? You get on a train. You go to Amtrak. You go there. You say whatever it is. You do this and go and then fight your way through and get ignored or try to have them ignore you and then come back and just do this over and over and over and not lose your focus. There are these ones, there are a couple of broads. I'm saying this. I swear to God, all they want to do is they just want to say they work in trafficking. They just want to say it so they can walk around and, oh, you were so good. How do you do it? I don't know. I'm just, phonies like you can't believe. Cut Up says, as an IRS typist, I made a ton of mistakes, but the machine knows digits. There is no debate. Bypassing legalities that protected money transfer. Indeed. Ooh, an IRS typist. Dear God. So follow Mrs. L. Thank you for that. Follow Mrs. L on Lynn's Warriors. Remember, this is a fight. This never goes on. Never stops. Never stops. And also, Lionel Legal. Don't be surprised if we go live. If we go live on Lionel Legal, how are you going to find out about it? If you're not subscribed, how are you going to know? How are you going to know? You don't. Lionel Legal. Sign up. And thank you for following us on Lionel Nation here. That's all we ask. All right, dear friends. Have a great and a glorious day. Don't ever change. I mean that sincerely. And don't forget these final words. A monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you. Dead.